Welcome to a dose of deeper contemplation. We have cultivated this self-healing practice as we navigate the many aspects of modern life with the desire to be a better human. As a psychic medium, these conversations are channeled, so let's take a walk together and talk it out. We are having quite the shake-up this morning, and so grateful, just so grateful. And that's quite a perspective to have when there are moments where your life and everything about it, including who you are, is in a shakeup. It's in a shakeup, meaning radical shifts happening. And a shakeup can feel like one thing after the other. What has been so key for our understanding is that each situation that comes up that just feels like, oh, and here's another thing, and here's another thing. And wow, that happened very suddenly and unexpected, and now everything's changed. And again, and then it's again, and another thing. Radical shifts that happen almost like tremors to an earthquake, and then they keep going and they keep going. And again, what's been key is having the presence and the knowing that instead of looking at the surface level of these circumstances, see what it is revealing, see what it is showing, be introspective. There's such growth in that. So we have been practicing this in all of the shakeups that have occurred recently. And the gratitude that's dropped in today was with a really powerful download for ourselves. And it began with a reflection about our most beloved, amazing business partner. And she has cultivated a very healthy boundary that she does not work on the weekends. And that is not a boundary that we have held for ourselves. There is an interesting opportunity as an entrepreneur to find that work-life balance. And here's what the download is basically all about. For us and who we have evolved to know what it is to be presence incarnate, to embrace that and to be willing to go on the ride where the ego is willing to go on the ride. Sit back, be the passenger, let the energy, the spirit be the driver. And as we have evolved into this presence, what we understand about ourselves is creator, is artist, creatrix. And that's what drives us. It's part of our blueprint to create and create and create and create, to live as a creative. So it's not necessarily about work-life balance, because we have the understanding and connection to our energy, and we can feel when we are a more strong, vibrant frequency, because our physical body has a vitality to it, and that vitality comes through rest. We had to work through our work issues, our worth issues. We had to work on the belief that was instilled in us, a belief that guided many, many behaviors and actions and decisions, that we had to work ourselves so hard just to survive. Work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard. It's become a badge of honor in this culture. Oh, but don't worry, if you work hard, you get to play hard. What about work hard, rest hard? How about just, what's so hard? Why do we have to make it hard? That's part of the belief system. Just take out that word. Words are so powerful. If you hear the word hard, you immediately make associations. Those associations repeated create belief systems, narratives. So here we are, many, many decades of working life, and follow that belief system. Work hard, nonstop, just to survive. And though we had that belief system, we also had our creator. So we found a way within our own business to do our craft, to do our art, to be in our creations, but make it a business and work hard at it so that we can survive. It's been a deconstructing process to take the hard out of it. And it was a journey that is so worth it. It's so worth it. Because in essence, that has been a reduction of stress And stress is an emotional state that is just not healthy. We have the capacity to navigate stressful situations, but living in a state of stress is unhealthy. And what's interesting about stress is it definitely can become this blocker of energy. Stress can block creative energy. Sometimes stress, though, can also trigger it, like if you're under a deadline. But what we have felt about ourselves is that our true brilliance comes through in creativity when we are in a state of peace and connected to source and understanding that it's present and allowing that presence and co-creating with it is a cultivated practice. Some basics of that practice for us is meditation, body movement, breathing, being in nature, expressing creativity, and getting rest. Which is why, again, we're so grateful for our incredible partner, because she has led the way in that modeling to us. And we honor her boundary. She doesn't work on the weekends. And because she has that boundary, she herself is able to have more of a work-life balance where she feels more resourced and rested, has space for herself and her family and her friends and all the other things and all the other aspects of life, not just work. What's been interesting, though, is that we've been in a season of business that has really amped up, let's say. We've been very busy with clients, very busy in our creations, very active in our continued efforts towards the development of the bigger vision. And it just feels like what is a more balanced place for us is to actually step outside of the time narrative. So it doesn't really matter what day it is. Our work is about showing up in presence when we're guided into that space. Each day is each day. Each day is an existence. And that existence ends when we sleep and then come back into existence. Another day here. And that day is only dictated by the willingness and allowing for Source to have an expression. What does this day hold? And things will start to happen. And our quest is to continue to remain in presence, continue to learn and observe and understand. And as we reach deeper understandings of this existence, part of our creative presence is to share it. Hey, by the way, did you know that each day is such an amazing opportunity filled with so many possibilities? If you would like to face more of your days from that perspective, do the work, the inner work, as they say. What's so fascinating about doing the inner work is that our revelation and breakthrough that downloaded today was such a shakeup. What's fascinating about this is that with the hard work, the inner work, doing the hard inner work, the whole concept of work has completely dissolved. Work is dissolved. We don't work. We create, we show up, we remain in presence, and see what happens. There's so much mystery around that. And there's, of course, that side that's like, are you sure we should do this? Are you sure? We've had to work for most of our lives. We don't know what would happen. We've got a lot of fears around what would happen, one of them being our basic survival. And it's just a question. It's like, yes, you have been doing that for quite some time. Would you like to try, even just for a little bit, a different way? If you are curious to go on an adventure and find a different way of existence where work is dissolved, your life is your own, and we are here to create trust in the creator that you are. Wake up every day because it's just a new day and say, okay, what do we create today? In full trust and on this ride. There are a few agendas, like we got to take the kiddo to tennis at 2:30 and we need to generate income in some form today. But otherwise, okay, full trust. that inner dialogue, that was just, woof, like electricity that went through in a reprogramming type of way. This shift needed to drop in to reprogram the systems. Program the system to believe even more, even deeper in ourselves and in the magic. So though we will still follow our partner's amazing work-life balance boundaries of not working on the weekends every now and then, what if we came instead into each day without a label and just said, what do we give our life to today? What do we give our time and our resources and our energy today? Is that feeding our soul? Is that making us feel alive, happy, prosperous, creative? These are the feels. These are the vibrations. Let's dedicate our presence to those frequencies today and see what happens. It doesn't mean that fear won't come up around not doing hard work every day. It's okay. It's there. It's just being brave. Thank you so much for taking the time to share this container, this conversation together. This is Deep Dose, and we are Eden.